Hi everyone, this is Commissioner Winston Barnes in the City of Miramar. We have some great news for you in this segment. We'll be talking about the annual Citizenship Drive, which is coming up on Saturday, the 25th of this month. We're staging it at the Vernon Hargray Youth Enrichment Center. It is at 7000 Miramar Parkway. If you know anything at all about Miramar, and you're driving east to west and you go over the hump that saddles the turnpike and you see the water tower, you have found it. It's that easy. What we've tried to do over the last few years is to mount this Citizenship Drive because, for a number of reasons, citizenship is important in this country if you're going to make a valuable and valued contribution to the community. For some people, and I'm sure my guest will confirm, some people get intimidated going into an attorney's office for whatever reason. They feel intimidated. So what we like to think we do is to bring the attorneys to the community for a free session. There are going to be costs. You're going to be paying the immigration fees for the different filings and so on. But we're offering the service of attorneys who volunteer to come and help us with our residents. And without too much from me, let me have our dear guest introduce herself to our residents who might be watching us as we speak. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Karlene Maxwell-Williams, and I am the Citizenship Coordinator for Florida Immigrant Coalition, an organization that provides services to immigrants free of cost or free of cost. Anything from TPS, DACA, citizenship. So we're all for helping the immigrants.
Great. When we ask you to come and help us with a citizenship drive, what goes through your mind?
I'm excited.
Okay.
Oh my
God. Great.
I'm happy. I'm truly happy. A little story. I've been volunteering with Flick for over a decade, and then they said, "Oh my God, we want you on board," and now I'm become. So this is not something that I just got into. I have been helping document immigration since back in Jamaica. I used to do that with the farm workers because they didn't used to understand the documents. So I used to go down as a teenager down on Crossroad, and I used to go in the little corner and fill out all their documents, and they sign their name and they go on that they could be on farm work. So my passion and love for immigration and helping immigrants goes back from me a teenager in Crossroad and Halfway Tree helping farm workers.
Wow.
So when I came here, I wanted to do the same thing. So I used to have my office, used to help people. Then I found out about Flick, and then I dived in. So citizenship is just a piece of what I know. I know pretty much everything about immigration. Right now I'm in the process of taking my classes to be certified with the Department of Justice, so that I can be more hands-on and help. So if I do a drive and there's no attorney there, I'll be qualified enough to help. That's how much passion and love I have for it.
Because, I think part of what needs to be understood at every level is that if you, as I said at the top of our broadcast, for one to become fully involved in one's community, citizenship facilitates you to help to make the decisions about where you live.
Yes.
And what happens.
Yes. Being a citizen is so important. I mean, the most important thing, the right to vote.
The vote.
You know, and deportation. I have two family members that got in trouble in New York. They got arrested in Miami and they got deported. I had another friend is domestic violence after he hit on her, went to jail. They decided to send him back to England. So deportation is real. You may be lucky to not make it happen to you, but being a permanent resident, you run the risk of being deported. And why do that? You know, why continue to renew your green card over and over again when you could be a citizen?
Which brings me to a point I think needs to be highlighted. There has been a notion for a long time that a green card means you are a citizen.
No.
I mean, there are certain privileges that were allowed for green card holders. Some of those were taken away years ago.
Yes. So no, but being a citizen is much easier Another story, I was going to England, and my husband wasn't a citizen yet. And we bought our tickets and ready to go. But we had to go to the English embassy. We had to get a visa. We had to explain why we're going, just because he wasn't a citizen of the United States. So it's a lot of pain. And then you have family members in Jamaica. Yes, some of them is trifling, and we may not want them here. But the ones we do want here.
You're in a position to help them when they're citizens.
When you're position. And also, if you're here and you have younger kids that are under 18, once you become a citizen, they automatically, you don't put that burden on those children to turn 18 and then has to do the struggle to become a citizen. You know, think about that for your children also, and you get better jobs. And the most important thing again, Mr. Barnes, the right to vote. You complain so much, you don't like this, you don't like this, why are they doing this, vote. Make your voice heard, and that's where your voice is.
Acquire the franchise.
Yes.
One of the things we have really enjoyed over time, and I obviously hear that in you as well, in 2 of the drives we did, when we were done, some 400 people were assisted.
Wow.
I mean, that was just so astonishing for me.
Yes, yes.
When you talk to a family, they barely speak English.
Yeah.
They have lived here for 40 years.
Yes.
And they have come to the drive to become
and
citizens. It hardly gets more gratifying than that.
It's one of the greatest things. I did a drive in Lauderdale Lakes last week, and we helped over 50 people. It is such a good feeling to know that. I love when they be sworn in and they send pictures of me and they're holding it. Yeah, they send me pictures and I'm like, go on, girl. And I'm like, okay, let me tell you where to go register to vote now.
There goes that one.
Yes, you know, but Florida, between Texas and Florida, has the highest rate of legal permanent residents that can become citizens that are not. Florida and Texas. In Broward County, we have about 250,000 people. We do. And I don't understand why Florida has to be on the map of everything, but we are.
A lot of them not great.
No, I know, right?
Okay, when we talk about a citizenship drive,
yes.
Tell our viewers what that means. They come, when they come, they bring what with them, for example?
So as a citizenship drive, when you come in, you must be 18 or older. You're going to bring your passport. You're bringing your valid green card. Now, I do help with renewing your green card. I show them a lot may come on my green card it's not valid. I know how to do that, so I do try, and I can do the fee waiver with that. So I do help them renew their green card if they have an expired green card. That's one of the parts of the program I want to expand, because I know a lot of them have expired green card.
And you cannot apply for citizenship unless you've renewed the green card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need your green card, you need your passport. You need to come in and know the 5 years where you lived, 5 years of where you worked, 5 years of traveling, and all your children that you have, dead or alive, all the marriages that you have. Yeah, we need all of that. So start jotting them down. You're listening out there, start writing them down. That when you get there, we have that. Our service is free of cost. We are not charging you anything. I specialize in the fee waiver. Whereas if you also bring your tax return, or if you're getting public assistance like food stamps, I review that and I can do the paperwork that you do not have to pay the $725. So that's where my specialty come in. So I've been doing that for years. So bring your tax return, your 2020, bring any letter from your food stamp letter, and the food stamp letter is a guarantee that I'll definitely get the fee waiver for you. So 90% of the people I help with their citizenship, they never even pay. So this is completely free. I provide you the envelope with the label. The only thing you got to do is walk to the post office and drop it off.
That surprises people when they come, because they think, okay, they sit at the table, they talk with the attorney, they talk with the person helping them to file the forms and stuff, and then there's this envelope that you get that basically you're going to put some money in and put in the post office. Yeah,
no money. When I do, if it's rare, I mean, very few I get out of 100% I help, maybe 10% has to pay the $725. So it's very rare, and I'll give them the information on how you got to buy the money order. Also, if they're not qualified for the waiver at all, they may be qualified for the reduced fee. So instead of $425, it can be reduced to $405. So if you're not waived the whole thing, it may be reduced. So don't think you're not qualified for it. It may be the reduced. And $405 is still better than $725.
You know, I'll tell you, it is so important in this time.
Yes.
In this pandemic era, for people to understand the availability of those breaks.
Yes.
Okay, you're getting a nice break because you're getting legal advice, instruction, and so on for free. But where it is assumed that you're going to have to pay this $700, whatever, you probably don't have to pay
You
it.
probably don't have to
probably
pay
end up paying
it. I'll
that.
be there. Karlene
great.
Maxwell-Williams will be there, and my job is to make sure anything you cannot pay for here, I'm going to find a way to do it.
For those who are just joining this conversation, I'm talking here with a very special lady, Karlene. As we prepare for our annual citizenship drive, it will take place at the Vernon E. Hargray Youth Enrichment Center. It's at 7000 Miramar Parkway in the heart of historic Miramar. It starts at 9 o'clock. Get there early. And something that we have to insert here, we are going to honor, observe, and deal with every single protocol that is necessary as we continue to deal with the pandemic that is with us. We did one of these online last year, but this year the pandemic hasn't gone away, but we have found ways to minimize the possibility of contact and transmission. And so we are taking it on this year live and face to face. One of the incredible values that comes out of these exercises is when people go away, and sometimes they'll actually tell you before they leave, they didn't realize it was so easy.
Yeah, yes.
They thought it was a whole lot more difficult and challenging.
Yes. And let me put a surprise spin on what I'm planning to do for you guys. I'm planning to give out free tablets with free internet service on it that they will be able to download the citizenship information to study. Whoa. So that would be a bonus that I'm bringing for you guys.
Whoa.
Hey.
Love this.
Free lab, tap, and with free internet.
Crucial. Very, very crucial, because what we're talking about here is accessing information that after a while it will be the only way to access this kind of information.
Yes, because INS stopped making the books and the flashcards. We don't have that. You got to download. So now I teamed up with a company, and we're giving out these free lab. I mean, it's not Apple, so don't come ask for no Apple because it ain't Apple.
Fancy. You're getting a tablet.
It's a tablet, and it comes with free Wi-Fi. And you can download, you can do anything with it, but it's incredible. The key thing was for me when I thought up the idea and to put it together is like you can go and download it on the INS website and study and play with it, and it's very easy on the website. So I want to bring that to the drive, so that would be a bonus.
Okay, this is an aspect that we have never done.
Yes.
Because what has to be understood, for example, is that you get expert professional advice in completing your forms, but that is just one of a number of steps.
Yes.
Because after the INS says, okay, this one is good to go, what happens after that?
So once you get your application, you send it off, they send you back to do the biometrics, which will be your fingerprints. Some people don't have to do it, depends on their age and stuff like that. They'll send you a letter and let you know. And then from there, you get a letter for your interview. Right now, the process seems to be going really fast because the people that I helped in July, I know a lot of them getting their interviews for October.
Okay.
So the process is going, some people process slow. So I explain to people, like, when you go send your application off, there's 10 different workers. One get one pile based on alphabet. There's one worker who's a worker B.
Yeah.
One other worker does go.
Gets it done.
All right. So if you see Mary going fast and yours not going slow, it's not because something wrong with your application. It just depends on who has it and who's working. Yeah. But it's working.
That is so important because over the years I've had incredible conversations with attorneys who specialize in immigration.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that they have thought necessary to explain. Do not compare someone else's experience with yours. It's
Never.
all different.
All different.
I remember going to do my citizenship interview, and I could look at the examiner across from the desk, and I could tell that the file folder he had originated in the late 60s. the color and the condition of the file folder, I could tell that was following me from New York in the late 60s.
You're kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So just to think about that.
Yes,
It means that work has to be done, even with the computerized era we live in. Work has to be done by individuals in an office somewhere.
But my story for my becoming a citizen was when I applied for my citizenship, because I used to leave here on Friday, go to Jamaica. I was a fly jack, okay? I got free to air. Jamaica knew me well. They saw me, hey! So when I did my citizenship, they turned me down. They said, ma'am, you don't live here. Why would you get a citizenship?
You weren't here enough.
No, I traveled too much. So they turned me down. So I had to stay here for 6 months, almost to a year, reapplied. So I reapplied, okay? So Mr. Barnes, the interview station was down in Miami. So I went for the interview, sat there, went in, did my test. They said, have a seat in the lobby. It was around 3 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I'm still in the lobby. Lord, I start to cry. Oh my God, they're going to deport me.
My God.
So I had my 3 kids. I'm like, call my girlfriend, pick up my kids at the daycare. I think they're going to send me home. Please, Lord. So I sit there till 8 p.m. and I swear. And then a whole bunch of white guys came out and said, raise your hand, ma'am. And they swore me in right there on the spot, 8 o'clock p.m. downtown. Never went to the big arena. So everybody like stories is different.
It's different.
I was so shocked when they came. I swear I was going home.
They're in the office saying, oh, she's all right. Don't even worry about
8 p.m. door locking, security. I'm like, Jesus.
People going home.
People going home. Now, keep in mind, now, I don't drive High 95. What I do is park my car, take the tri-rail. So I'm like, oh my God, oh my Lord. And I'm like, Gina, please, pick up the kids. I'm going home. And they just rose my hand and I left there with my thing.
Incredible.
I was like, this is.
Which I am hearing from you, though. So better prepared you for doing what you do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You've been through a system that you now understand from both sides.
Been through the system. I've been doing over a decade, been through it, understand it, see things happen to family members, see things happening. So I know it inside out.
One of the really great things that we're doing this time around, and I remember at one of our drives, there was a family. These are senior citizens. They spoke very little English.
Yes.
We had a number of people who were able to help us, but I'll tell you what really saved us that particular instance. School board member Patty Good was there, because she'd come and hang when we do stuff like that. Right. Oh, she helped us with that couple. It was just, there is no feeling to compare.
Yes. Well, I have my assistant, my assistant's with me. She's from Haiti, so she speaks Creole. So if we have any Creoles, that's under control. I'm trying to get a Spanish one too to hang with me.
We'll find one.
Good. But I have Garla. She speaks Creole and she can translate in case anything is needed. And next week Saturday, I'm going to Orlando to help the Disney workers. 90% of the Disney workers, they're African American and they're from Haiti. So we team up with one of the unions there for them, and I'm going there to do a drive with them on Saturday.
So personal question, when do you get time to say hi to your children?
Oh, well, they're grown. Listen, I have a 32-year-old, a 28-year-old,
okay, that makes
and
sense.
a 25-year-old, and the little 16-year-old out there who thinks she's my mama. So I'm going to let us all pray for her out there in TV land. Okay. Because she swears she is my mother.
Yeah,
so,
it happens. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I have
and
an 18-year-old mother to say.
Oh my God.
Yes.
She's 16 and you have my husband who's 30, which I think he's aging backwards.
Okay.
So you know, so that's the thing. Yeah. So they keep me going, and we hang. You know, the three amigos now. My clutch and my pocketbook is outside.
I know.
But I find time. We find time, and everybody just, you know, when you're doing something you love, it's not work.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing it, it doesn't seem like you're stressed, and you find time because you do it so well. So I finish everything and I'm done, and they're like, so this weekend I don't have anything this weekend, so I'm gonna hang out with them because.
What in your experience after all of this while, is there a particular experience in this whole realm that brings you a little more joy than most others? Helping someone make this hurdle of transitioning from green card to citizen.
It brings the whole aspect of it brings me joy, especially when they can't afford it, you know, and when they come in and they say they can afford. There was one young lady, I remember I helped her, and she got shot in the head, and she came there and I helped her. And, you know, she was so happy. Then I remember I met two young ladies from Jamaica who was sex trafficked, and they escaped and got here, and they got asylum, and we helped them. So the stories behind these things is just remarkable. Of when you see people there, their stories. And I love to hear the stories. I love to see that they accomplish what they need to accomplish, and it was good. And I remember in Lauderdale Lakes we were doing the a proclamation for gun violence, and they surprised her there to me.
Oh boy.
And she came and hugged me, and everybody was boo-boo bawling because they're always doing the gun violence, and she got shot, and then I remember, and they said you're coming in, you helped me with the citizenship. So it just all come together. So those are the good things, you know. And when they send me those little pictures holding it up, it's just joy.
Something I want you to highlight before we run out of time. Documentation is very important.
Yes.
Talk about the kinds of documents that people not only should look at to bring to the drive, but what they should pay attention to and keep in safekeeping.
So the green card, you need to look at that. Make sure it's not expired, it's not up for expiration. You know, pretty much that's it. If you're married, if you're seeking citizenship on the marriage certificate, you're going to need that. There are going to be a lot of people we may come across who has criminal backgrounds and got in some trouble. We need a deposition. But that's where we have attorneys that will be online to speak with them, to advise them what you're going to need to do. Also, you know, child support is also a big thing. So we're going to require you to be paying your child support. Now, if there's no child support, if you're not on child support, but you have a child, because you're going to read the list, and their children underage, immigration is going to need you to get a letter from the mother saying that even though you're not on child support, you're monthly sending her payment, no matter where she is in the world. You're monthly sending her payment. A lot of the guys get stuck there because they're not talking to the mother, and now they're asking them for some letter, and they know they've never been sending any money, so now they can't get it, so they're stuck. So that's going to be an issue.
One of the things we have discovered over time in talking to tax preparers, for example, people will go into a formal situation like one of these, and they're not sure about the names of their children. They're not sure about their birthdays.
Yes. They're not sure. They don't have the birth certificate. They don't have, at least if they have the name, if they're not sure, we write unknown, and then we keep it moving. Because we're not going to let that stop you from, they know a lot of, listen, I don't remember my oldest son. He's 32. I'm like, when he born again? So I understand the struggle. So if we're not known, as long as we have their names, we can move forward.
Okay.
You know, we're not going to stop the application. If you don't know it, you just don't know it. What you going to do?
Okay.
And a lot of guys have kids, you know, a lot of them, and don't even know the date of birth of their children. Yeah. So, but the child support issue is going to be a big one for the men. So they need, if they're listening, need to work on that. If they're not paying, start paying, and reach out to the mom. Be your best
Get
friend.
something going.
Get that letter going. Yeah.
Okay. We've had an incredible chat here, and,
Yes,
and
it
I
was a
thank you
pleasure.
so much for coming.
No, thank
but
you
before
for
we
inviting
wrap
me.
up, I want you to remind us, remind our viewers, what it is they need to bring when they come
Yes.
to this.
So
drive.
besides your lovely, beautiful self and personality, please bring your green card, valid green card, your passport, and try to start writing down all the names of where you live in the past 5 years, all the marriages that you had, all your children 5 name, call Mary, John, Harry, get all the names and date of birth if you can, call all your friends, let them know. And also all your travels, where you been.
Yeah.
Look in your passport, try to start matching up the dates. Now, when they come to the drive, we're going to give them a little pre-sheet. So while they're waiting, they'll be writing it out, right, to make sure. So, know where you've been for the past. These are very important things that we need. So just start working on it. Start asking your friends where you've been, what you did, and put all those stuff down. Even if you ship. Even if you went on a sailing cruise, you still need to write that down.
Yeah.
You
What you did leave the country.
As you still leave the country. Even if you went on a boat and swim across the lake, as long as you left the United States, we need that. We need that. So just start remembering everything and going back and calling friends and family and start jotting things down.
I need to also remind our viewers, our residents, our potential applicants who are going to come to the drive, the specifics about it. It takes place at the Vernon E. Hargray Youth Enrichment Center, 7000 Miramar Parkway, on the 25th of the month of September. We start at 9 in the mornings. We've done this before, so we have an idea what we're doing, and we're getting expert assistance this time around.
Hello.
So there it is. And I need to remind you of a phone number that you can call. And you will speak to my kind and capable assistant. You should call 954-602-3142. That's 954-602-3142 for the information you'll need as long as you're planning to come to our Citizenship Drive. And we promise you it is going to be a good experience. And again, Karlene, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you. And Florida Immigrant Coalition, we are here and we are going to do a great job as you do. I'm going to be here. What could go wrong, right?
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings to everyone out there that's listening. Thank you and see you on the 25th.